Very good afternoon and welcome to Scots College. Tom Bartlett and former All Black James Parsons in the commentary box for this one. James, looking forward to it. Your old stomping ground Kings against a very impressive Scots College team.
Yeah, both teams having a bit of form. I know a couple of losses for each team, but they're excited today. Both coaches pretty ambitious, looking to play with width and use the boot when they've got the wind behind them. They're
going to have the conditions. Obviously, weather's pretty good here. Good ground, great underfoot. What are we expecting? Lots of running rugby?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they've got some high flyers out wide, so they'll have to do the business up front first, as always. Numbers 1 to 5 will have to win the game first around the line out and the scrum, and then the 6, 7 and 8 around the breakdown. Once that's done up front, then get the ball wide.
Talked about the conditions being very good, but Kings College, of course, it is early in the season, so it's going to be a bit of rust. What are your expectations in terms of the quality of the game we might see?
Oh, I think they've had enough games under the belt. They've had a little bit of a tour, so they've had three games on the bounce, so they've had 2 wins, 1 loss, so I think the quality will be right up there.
Well, the game is close. Scots College in Wellington. We're getting set to go. And the weather conditions here in the capital city are pretty good. 16 degrees, a light northerly wind, pretty good for Wellington. And of course, we're right out by the airport here at Scots College, and it can get quite blustery. And as you can see by that, not so much. Kings College, here are the visitors for this one. Fafita, Poliga and Power at the front row. Pearson and Monaghan in the second row, with McDonald, Yusefa and the captain Clark in that back row to round out the forwards. Murray and Doyle, the 9 and 10 combination. Impressive midfield, this one. Manu Leilua and Leotawa, the midfield, with Jonty Willis, Michael Tuwala and Trey Alatini, son of former All Black Peter Alatini, in that Kings College first 15. They'll be looking for some impact from that bench too. The likes of Stewart and Elliott in particular have impressed for Kings College in the pre-season so far, and their coach will be looking to see how they can go. There's a couple of big names in this team, James Parsons, including this man, Manu Leilua. He's a youngster, but heck, he's made a big impression so far.
Yeah, absolutely. He has. Exceptionally strong with ball in hand, has the ability to beat defenders with ease. But one thing we don't see here in these clips is a strong kicking game, so look out for that today. It will be needed with the wind behind him.
Co-captain of the team, Manu Leilua, alongside Shay Clark, who's a tall, ranging loose forward, and he's impressive too.
Yeah, dynamic player with speed and agility, highly competitive, and a really strong line-out forward, so he'll be doing the business up front today.
So here's New Zealand Schoolboys representative, and here are the home team, Scots College, Harding, Latu, Fifulia in the front row, Latu and Tima Schmidt. Maya Tima Schmidt plays game number 50 for the Scots College first 15 this afternoon. What an achievement that is. Christians Lokatui, the co-captain, Maini Lokeni in the loose forward, Stewart and Mumu, the 9 and 10, Hammond and the other co-captain, Eric Lawson in the midfield. And out wide there, Mata Eli, Rupeni Mata Eli. You'll recognise that name. Yeah, that's younger brother Rupeni of Manasa Mata Eli, of course, down south with the Crusaders. And of course, Willie Leota and Sam Rash will be looking for some impact on that Scots College bench as well as this game goes on. Payano was originally slated to start at 15, but he is going to be on the bench with Coburg preferred. That Scots College team has also got some engines. It's in the second row we're going to focus on here, particularly with Tima Schmidt.
Yeah, another strong blocking duo coming through the ranks. Both of them strong with ball in hand. But what I like about them is they've got a high work rate off the ball, and they don't take themselves out of the game. They're always staying alive. They know the rules is another aspect of the game I like. You'll see a couple of options here. This is one example. Gets back to his feet, knows the rules, balls out, and back in the game. Classic turnover, and this is a beauty. Could easily go off his feet here. Doesn't, picks it up, easy try, but that's just knowing the laws of the game and smarts to keep alive.
Now, Tima Schmidt playing game number 50. That is no mean feat. But here are the Kings College first 15. They've made the trip south from Auckland. They've played 4 pre-season games up to this one. Kings, trip down south, win and a loss. They had a win over Otago boys, and they slipped up at Southland boys. But last weekend, any team that tips up Christchurch Boys High School at any stage of the season must be a pretty formidable outfit.
Yeah, absolutely. One aspect was discipline, though, so they'll be looking to rectify that. The skipper himself was yellow carded, so he'll be looking to be on the right side of the ref today.
And there is Maya Tima Schmidt at the front of the Scots College, bringing out the team in his 50th game. Presentation before the game with his name on his jersey to mark 50 games, and been in the first 15 since year 10. So he has experienced plenty of traditional games, and here they come, the team, Scots College and Kings College, out onto the Scots College number 1 on a terrific Wellington afternoon. and just giving him a little bit of time to run out ahead of the team of Schmidt. As I say, to play 50 games at any level is terrific, but first 15 across many years. Real credit to him and the school for that opportunity. This is a relatively new traditional, this game between Scots and Kings in 4 years, and Kings have been pretty dominant. They didn't get to play each other last year, of course, with the situation in COVID, but lots of respect between the schools. And we'll get set to see both of them lay down the challenge ahead of this traditional here at Scots College with the haka. Terrific passion, and that is a scene setter if you needed one as we get set for Scots and Kings. The referee Ryan McLean, Dan Jacobs and Alex Wood, his assistants, but James Parsons, there was some heat in those huckers. Did you feel like getting up yourself?
Oh, well, I know one of them, so I could have joined in, but it was not something that was around in my day, but it is a neat tradition that you get that opportunity at this level to do so. So it was great to see.
Certainly was, absolutely. Scots College responding to that challenge laid down by Kings. And we are getting set now to go in this traditional fixture. Great to have your company on Sky, as I say. Big afternoon, big evening in rugby ahead. Settling into your couch, don't go anywhere, and good to see some support here for the teams, particularly from Scots, of course, being the home team here in Wellington. They are the Wellington champions, the reigning Wellington champions, Scots College. They won the last 2 titles with victories over St. Pat's Silverstream. That's my old stomping ground. Won't hold that against them. But Scots are going for the three-peat, so this is all part of their build-up to the start of that Wellington Championship. Of course, the Auckland competition about to start too, which Kings will be a feature again.
Time's on.
Referee blows time on at Scots College, and it'll be first use of the ball for Kings, just on their own 22, just having to palm one of his teammates out of the way. Carries it forward there. Murray, the halfback. A strong carry there from Matthew Monaghan. It comes back to Manu Leilua onto the right foot, and he lets rip. And an early penalty for Kings.
Well, they just didn't get that right. We spoke about discipline last week being an issue, and they just haven't got it right there. Just a niggly start, I suppose, and it gives Scots an opportunity to go to the corner by the looks and get their game underway. Be interesting to see if they use that big pack, go to a maul, or if they've got a special play around the back of the maul.
First opportunity here for Scots. Certainly a week ago in the quadrangular final against St Kentigern College, they went to their forward pack often, and it is Christians who brings it down for Scots, and here the forward pack goes to work, peels to the right-hand side and collapses, so Moody Stewart's going to have to go in and get it. Kings counted, but they've given away another penalty, and that's two penalties inside the first 90 seconds.
Two in the side.
It was initially good defence by the Kings pack, but I think it was the second effort by the Kings hooker. He went in from the incorrect angle, and they're in 5 metres out now, Scots.
Watching that movement in front now.
They just shaved round the front there. So it'll be dependent where they win this to see if they can do the same.
Manu Latu, hooker, again to Aiden Christians, and again the forward pack go to work here for Kings. They're going to have to work hard defensively. Again, it's come down. Oh, and Kings have stolen it. It's come back here for the Kings backline. Here's Manu Leilua. Ball's charged. It's a bit messy. Now it's back in the hands of Kings, and they have the advantage and the chance to clear. Stewart comes back, and that's a wobbly old kick which won't go out, and will sit up, and coming forward to meet it here is Coburg. Here is Lawson. He's trying to create some space on the outside there for Mataele. Good strength from the left winger. So Scots come again here inside the 22. Back to Mumu. Here is Maya Tima Schmidt. Game number 50. Good carry from the second rower as it comes back again for Mumu. Short this time, charging forward. Wayne Lokatini comes to the left-hand side. Another strong carry. The defence is good though from Kings so far. Here's the other lock forward, Latu, who ducks under a high one. Cleared again by Stewart. It's Hammond. First touch of the ball for the second 5. That's ripped clear. We'll go back for the penalty.
The player was slipping.
Long sequence, good attack from Scots, but good defence from Kings.
Yeah, great defence. But I think they'll regret that rushing of exiting. They had that under control, Kings, and they just rushed to kick it. I think it was Doyle, the first 5 there. They just could have set the ruck, calmed things down, and then looked to kick both times. One was partially charged, and then a little bit of a shin kick, as we just see the penalty here as he's slipping, just cops a high one. The Kings player, I think it was Power there, puts his hand up straight away, and it was well reffed as they go for the 3 points. But just going back to that, just that calmness. It's a young, speaking to the Kings coaches, it is a young team, and they've shown a little bit of panic earlier in their early fixtures as well, so we've seen that again here today.
First opportunity for points for Scots. Tane Mumu from a very handy position, chips it up between the posts, and up go the flags. So a good start for Kings. Willie Leota and Sam Rash will be pleased with that, and Scots on the board. They lead 3 points to 0 inside the first 5 minutes. You talked about that patience that the coaching staff talked to us, James, before the game. And that'll be a little frustrating. They could have just looked to set it and then exit a bit cleaner. But it's in the bank. Restart there from Manu Leilua is too much. So battling themselves a little bit here, Kings, but get the scrum, Scots, right in the centre of the ground.
Yeah, and great opportunity for Scots. Nothing like a midfield scrum to attack. Gives you both sides of the field. Looks like they're stacking the left-hand side, going with a 4-2. So you could see an 8-9, potentially to the right, as you can see. Kings talking that up as I say that.
I was going to say, they must have heard you from here, James.
First things first, though, we need to do the business. Here, it should be a good battle. Two big packs.
Set it now, boys. Set it now, boys.
Always a fascinating part of any game of rugby, the front rows and how they square off, particularly for the first time.
5. Sit.
Backline split here for Scots. Good pressure on the scrum from Kings. They've just gone straight over the top of it. And they'll be pretty pleased with that. They get themselves a penalty, their first of the afternoon.
Oh, take a bow, Bradley Fafita. That is a big scrum from the tight head prop. And Shay Clark, the blindside flank of the skipper, right up his backside, doing the business from behind. Outstanding. You see the replay. Look at the work from the back five. Tight head will get the rewards, but it's a lot of work, and you can see the skipper's happy with his tight head prop too. So they play fast.
When the line out down the back to King's first opportunity with them. The line out taken down by Seb McDonald. Coming through here is the blocking duo Monaghan. Peeling off again is McDonald. They're inside the 22. First opportunity here for Kings. Comes back for Doyle. Flat pass to midfielder Taiwai goes on the outside. Opportunity here for Kings. Oh, the defender came across. Good tackle on Alatini. And they're in touch, and it needed to be made. In fact, there was a high tackle, so made the tackle, but illegally. So Kings get an opportunity, James Parsons, and they almost made Scots punish.
Absolutely. Just Alatini with a nice drift on the pass from Leotawa with a nice little offload. They're looking very silky when they've had ball in hand and a little bit of dominance up front. You'd have to say defensively they've looked great. The pack of Kings, and now when they've had ball in hand, they've set the platform, and the backs now with an opportunity looking great, and now a chance for them to get their driving more going.
Wins the line out, does Monaghan, sets it going, again, peeling off, real opportunity. I think it's Shay Clark right in the middle of it, flirting with the touchline though. Kings, and they're in touch, so good defensive work there from Scots.
Yeah, just as I give them a big rap, they can't quite get it done. Scots on this occasion, great defence. Now their time to be calm, composed and exit well.
Taken quickly by Scots, and they caught Kings napping too. And they'll get the chance to clear.
And that is good composure to play at tempo.
It's taken quickly there by Tane Mumu. He's trying to again catch Kings napping, and this one's going to roll over end and end up being a very good game for Scots. They're deep inside the Kings half, having been right up on their own line.
Yeah, and I think Alatini could have caught that on the full. He didn't need to let that bounce. Thought it would have been a great counter-attacking opportunity for Kings, but he let it bounce, and it's turned out to be a great play by Mumu.
Turn them around as Scots. Clark wins the line out. Doyle's a bit of a juggle. Now we're in midfield and charging this one up. It's a good carry too from Yosefa, number 8 for Kings. Ends his advantage here. Ball's passed across. Salatini can't hold, but we'll go back for the penalty because Eric Lawson had just creeped too far forward for Scots.
They are looking at creating good space, aren't they, the Kings backs? Just that occasion, the pass not going to hand, but they'd created the space on the edge nonetheless. So another opportunity, going with a short line out. They were effective through Yosefa in the midfield before.
Taken quickly and tapped on the Kings side. Doyle, flat pass here now, winding up again. is Josefa. Good ball carrier, the number 8.
Leave it.
Contest on the ground, comes back again for Doyle. Here's the impressive Manu Leilua on the outside. There is Tawala. Opportunity here for Kings on the inside to Alatini. He's up to the line, and he will score the try, the first of the game. Trey Alatini.
Oh, shut the gates. Alatini's in. The Auckland 100-metre champ set him up. Tuala down the left-hand side. Great start for Kings in the attacking game, as we see here. Great cut-out ball to that man Tuala with the pace, with the inside ball to Alatini. And his silky smooth skills we've seen earlier, this time gets him all the way to the try line. 5 points for Kings, soon to be 7.
Terrific try from Trey Alatini. Good support play. A lovely cut-out pass from this young man, Francis Manu Leilua. Found Tuala on that flank, and the pass inside to Alatini. The try is converted by Manu Leilua, and after conceding that early penalty, Kings hit back with a vengeance, and they hold the lead here in Wellington. As we watch the work of Tuala again, and Alatini. We've just seen some little glimpses, haven't we, already from Kings, the talent they've got on display this afternoon.
Yeah, and Alatini, he is quite the silky mover, isn't he? He is just gliding here this afternoon.
Trey Alatini, son of former All Black Peter Alatini. Born in Japan, Trey Alatini. Of course, Peter was playing up in Japan when Trey arrived. And now, though, back in New Zealand and obviously at Kings. The restart finds
Holding red, holding,
that thundering
7.
right boot of Manu Leilua. And it is a thundering right boot. Kick of 50, 60 metres. Terrific.
I know, he didn't even quite get hold of that either.
I was just going to say he didn't even get anything on it.
Look out if he does.
Yeah, it might be a message there for Scots. They might not want to give them too many opportunities to get that right foot going. Manu Leilua could pin them back inside their own half all afternoon. That's what he's done there. Good exit from Kings as Manu Latu to throw to the Scots line out. Good take from Christians under pressure. Comes back for Maya Tima Schmidt for Scots, and digging in there is Stewart, and the ball wasn't allowed to clear. Taken quickly by Scots, looking to play the game at pace. Flat pass, and good work there from Lawson, who bounced out of the tackle. Now there's an opportunity here for Coburg. Spinning is Callum Coburg, the fullback for Scots. Comes back again for Mumu. This time holding the pass to Sione Latu. He's the other lock player for Scots this afternoon. Little jink here from Murray Stewart. Trying to get to ground. He's been held up and ripped away by number 5 for Kings. That's Matthew Monaghan. Now's an opportunity for Kings. Comes out to the other lock there. That's Pearson. Now Alatini. Lovely flat pass to Tuala.
Wrong way, tackle!
Doyle. Charging forward. This time is Fafita. Tight head prop for Kings. Comes again from Murray. This time Doyle can't hold on. Oh, sorry, that's Manu Leilua can't hold on. Let's go back and collect it. Attempted counter-ruck there from Scots. Now Doyle. A little bit of space on the outside here. Good run this from McDonald. Gets round his way, coming across to make the tackle. Gets the arms free to Doyle. This is terrific from Kings. Doyle, and Doyle will score.
Oh, Seb McDonald, the open side flanker with the link play on the edge. I was just thinking maybe playing far too much rugby in between the two 40s, but correct me if I'm wrong, they did not. Down the right-hand flank as we see the steal by Monaghan, and then they come back down the right-hand side and links up with his first 5. As you see here, it's a great in and out, beats that man, holds him off, waits for support, and then Doyle, little shimmy, and he gets over the line, another 5-pointer. And it's a great set of attacking play by Kings here this afternoon.
Yeah, we have been entertained in the first quarter of an hour here. Kings College not afraid to use the full width of the field and as James Parsons talked about, Sev McDonald, how good was that from the open side flanker? And to get the offload back, good support play from Doyle. And that momentum got him over the line. And so a second try to Kings, and they are putting on a bit of a show as Francis Manulelua looks to convert from a handy position. And that is a good kick from the Kings' second 5/8. So the try scored by Doyle, converted by Manulelua, and it's a 2-try lead at the moment for Kings, 14-3 as we look at Sev McDonald again.
That's great feet from the open side, just to go in and out, and then connecting with his first 5 is outstanding. He's the try scorer. It's normally roles reversed. The first 5 does the in and out, and the 7's linking with the first 5 to score those sorts of tries.
Well, Kings have spent 47 seconds inside the Scots 22, and they've come away with 14 points. So that's the definition of taking your opportunity when it comes your way. That restart has found Manulelua again, and he has banged it up over halfway, heading towards the touchline, but Coburg manages to keep it in. Now, opportunity here for Scots, looking to counter with Aidan Christians, the blind side. It's the offload. Plenty of maroon jerseys, though, to mop up that for Kings. Yuri Stewart finds his first 5, Tane Mumu, and then pass comes back on the inside to Latu, the hooker. This time he goes left as Stewart. Doesn't expect the pass as Lawson, so Christians has to go back and collect it. Second main play that time from involving Mumu. Ball's being lost forward though, and so Kings will have wonderful field position to work their next move from.
Absolutely, and they're very well organised defensively. Not quite getting it out on this occasion, exiting-wise, Kings, but Leotawa just shut off any attacking opportunity with his kick chase and forced them back in, as in Scots, and then they just had a great defensive set, eventually forcing the error. They're a little bit short, but they rushed up. Now they've got a great scrum, good opportunity to attack.
Now Leotawa and Manulelua are split on either side of this scrum. It's right in centre field. They go left to Manulelua. Gets round one. There's Manu. Here he goes. He's got a player on the outside. Just charges forward. All the strength, and he's over. What a try. Francis Manulelua for Kings, their 3rd.
Oh, go you good thing, go. He had to score it because he had a man unmarked outside him, and he did exactly that. Manulelua, he's been impressive with putting boot to ball. This time, he's ball in hand, and he could have blinked there, but he didn't, and he just barges his way over. And this impressive display of attack continues by Kings, and another 5-pointer. And this man will be trying to convert his own try on this occasion.
Francis Manulelua, he's a rising star, no doubt about that. You can see why he's been on the radar of not just rugby union, but rugby league as well. And that was a terrific run. As you say, James, he did have to score it with Tawala, I think it was, who was unmarked on his left, and there was probably a player ranging up on the inside who could have taken a pass too. But all that, of course, is forgotten, and here he is with an opportunity to convert his own try. Kings' 3rd, midway through this first half. And it really has been impressive from Kings. They taking every time they get down close to the line. They're adding points. It's a lovely strike, but this one is unconverted. 3 tries to none so far, Kings College, and that is a comfortable lead midway through the first half.
Sure is, as we see the replay again, but potentially that's the growth in his game, is just having the awareness to take the easier option. As he moves up the grades, the defence will get a little bit more challenging, so there's always areas to work on.
Restart is a good one this time from Scots. They a bit shorter from first 5, Tane Mumu, and so they've got the ball back. So here's a chance for Scots. Lovely pass to Lawson, who takes it on the run, the co-captain. Presents it, but didn't let it go.
You're going in, you've got to use your arms, you're going in with your shoulders.
Well, we've been impressed by the attack, but the defence has been just as impressive by Kings. Even from the start of the game, they were under pressure. They defended that, maybe a little bit scratchy trying to exit, but other than that, the all-round performance in this first 20 minutes has been exceptional, both sides of the ball. So you see here, good tackle, straight to the deck, attacking the ball, trying to clean out incorrectly as they play fast.
Tapped on the Kings side by the captain, Clark Doyle. Flat pass this time to Tawa, holds it. No, sorry, that's Wakatui. Up he goes, he's still going, Yosefa. Terrific run, Yosefa! Oh, he just kept going and going and going, and he's over!
Oh, ramp it up! Yosefa all the way. He went to distribute, couldn't find anyone, ball in two hands, and then he found himself in space, and he got the legs pumping and just went all the way. So we see the replay here. Watch this, he's just looking for someone. Oh no, there's the space. And he's just in midair, good fend, finds another fend and just keeps those legs pumping. TRY try.
6 defenders had a go, James passes, and 6 of them came unstuck. Terrific run from Jarius Yosefa. And Kings, well, it has just been some breathtaking stuff from them, and that 24-3 lead. And this is a handy kick too for Manu Leilua. Talk about an action-back 21 minutes, and these tries are of the highest quality. Lovely solid conversion again from Francis Manu Leilua. Converts Kings' 4th try as we look on the replay again of Yosefa, who showed all the strength and determination just to keep going. Here you go, a long way to find a better try than that.
Oh, you would, but it's off the back of a great defensive effort from himself, a good tackle from him, and then a great play from Monahan to get over the ball, and it's rewarded by a great set piece and attack. As we mentioned, a great all-round game at the moment by Kings.
Another restart from Scots. This time it's taken by Shay Clark, the captain for Kings. New Zealand Schools representative as they head down the left-hand side. Lovely little offload there from Caleb Pearson for Kings. And here they come again, and they've got advantage too. It comes for Murray. This time box kick. Doesn't go too far, but they had the advantage, and the referee, the double blast that nobody wants to hear.
Certainly the player that just did the no-arms tackle doesn't want to hear that. I think it was Stewart.
Have you seen where it's contacted?
The number 9 might just be a warning.
I'm going to go yellow card. I just called it out. Number 9. There was no wrap, he's flying in. Number 9. No, he's tucked his arm and he's flying in with his shoulder. No, you've tucked your arm and you're flying in with your shoulder. Can't do that, yellow card. Captain, we're starting to do some desperate things off the ball now, okay? Take this, time's off, just quickly talk to your team, get them to calm down and just get back to playing rugby, okay? No, Mark's back here. Yeah.
So Murray Stewart is out of here for 10 minutes, and I think the evidence was pretty conclusive.
Yeah, and you'd have to say well ref, well explained, and dealt with it pretty efficiently, so
Time's on.
he gets 10-minute spell, and Kings will get another opportunity to strike from their line out, and Scots will have to defend with 14.
So far, the tries that Kings have scored have come from, well, deep. They haven't exactly had to work their way up through the field. They're just taking advantage, and great skill, good support play. So the fact they're 40 metres out won't bother them. And there were numbers in that line out, so Kings are going to sit here from a scrum again with a huge open side to work with.
Yeah, they do, and they've had a bit of success with the scrum, so potentially they could piggyback themselves here with a penalty if they keep the ball in. Or, as you said, they've got a good open side to work with. Mentioned the speed of Tuala, 100-metre Auckland champ, so you could use the blind as well.
Setting up with Tawa in centre, And that's who it comes to. And he holds and just holds and gets through the gap. Now he's got Manu Leilua. There's numbers out here. Doyle, he can't free the arms and the contact. Defender came up quick to thought that one. Cleared again for Clark. Offload to Alatini. Gets the step on, but takes the contact. Presents again for Murray. Has to let it go, the Scots defender. Here's Doyle. Wrapping around Manu Leilua. They're lighting up out on the left. Here comes the big midfielder. And he's over. Again, Kings. This time, Leotawa gets the try. Their 5th of the afternoon.
Oh, he walks on water, does Leotawa. He's done a bit of offloading and some defending, and this time he gets the spoils.
Can you just have a word to the captain now?
With 5 points. And he just glided through this gap.
Remind him about lifting.
Mentioned about the distributing of Manu Leilua. This time he does it, and he does it beautifully. And his midfield partner, Leotawa, just glides to the try line. Beautiful. Striding out and untouched. 5 points.
Smiles all round from Kings. You talked about James Parsons looking for Francis Manu Leilua to show that versatility. Can't just be a battering ram, you've got to be a distributor too. Well, there was your evidence of perhaps he's thinking a little more in that regard as well.
That was beautiful. He even shaped ball in 2 hands, sucked in a few defenders, which allowed that space to open up for Leotawa. So he did exactly what I was saying before.
5 tries for Kings. And Francis Manu Leilua is getting plenty of work on from the tee. This one was flatter, a little bit uglier, and it's no conversion. So Kings, they've just stunned Scots here. They've come down from Auckland, and so far it has been all one-way traffic for Kings College. 5 tries in this first half, and they are quality tries too, from some quality young men. Ali Leotawa and Francis Manu Leilua in that midfield are going to give Scots all sorts of nightmares. Here's another restart. Taken by, I was going to say, it's been taken by Monaghan. This time it isn't, and charging forward. Good work there from Caleb Pearson in jersey number 4. Trying to get to ground. They're also very close to that touch line. Referee has called maul. And they will be able to clear this, Kings. Monaghan runs into a good physical tackle there from Tana Maeni Lokeni. And a penalty, a very welcome penalty for Scots College.
Outstanding defence, rewarded with a penalty. And now a great opportunity for Scots to plug the corner and get their game going. They're probably a little bit shell-shocked. They did have a great start that first 2 or 3 minutes, and then it's just been all Kings since then.
Talk out of it. If I hear it, you'll get penalised. It's starting from you, you're instigating it.
The line out here for Scots on the Kings 22. Manu Latu, the hooker, goes to Cody Lokatui, the co-captain, and peeling off and spinning around as the hooker Latu. Real opportunity here for Scots, but the ball's turned over as Callum Murray, the halfback for Kings. Now it's turned over again, so the ball's back in the hands of Scots. So here's a chance, charging forward this time. Right in front of the Kings posts, out to the left-hand side. Lovely pass to Mutta. He's in touch though. That was some tackle that needed to be made and was made. The AR's flag is up, so no try, but almost a hit back there from Rupeni Mataele. Kings again, as they've all afternoon have gone quick. Shay Clark brings it down. Clear it through their halfback. And here is the very imposing run of Yosefa. He's already scored 1 try, and that's been thrown out to the left-hand side and intercepted. They come again, do Scots. Ball's presented. This is Lawson. Chance here, they can spin it. Here's Christians, comes back on the inside, and Scots do get the try through their blindside flanker, Aidan Christians.
Don't get offside, especially down here.
Oh, denied just earlier. but then through some good defence, they get the intercept, they switch back blind, and they had the numbers, and they score through that man, Aiden Christians. So you see here, good little shimmy. That's great work there, sucked in the defender, and then a little bit of footwork from Christians, and he falls over the line. Scots bounce back. They've got a bit of work to do, but that's one step forward.
Well, after conceding 5 tries on the bounce, you touched on the fact they might have felt a bit shell-shocked. Well, the way to respond, get yourself back in the game, get your own game going, and that's exactly what they've done there. Good patience, worked themselves after Mataele was denied on the left-hand side. And while they are still with 14 men on the field, Scots, remember, with Murray Stewart, their halfback, in the sin bin, it's a good response. And here is Tane Mumu floating this one up towards the posts, and it just stays to the right. So no conversion, but a good response from Scots. Kings, though, in command here, 31-8. And we've got about 5 minutes till half-time.
Just again, Kings just not composed out of their own 22, exiting. You know, probably Yosefa didn't need to throw that offload, which gave Scots the ability to get that turnover. So probably a discussion they'll have at half-time.
Restart by Manu Leilua. It's taken down by Maya Tima-Schmidt. Comes back here for Scots. Is Lawson. They look to run again. Lovely pass there. That's Coburg through the hole. Oh, big tackle made by Yosefa. Did wrap his arms, though, so play on is the call as this one's collected and carried forward there by number 8 for Scots. That's Cody Lokatui. Co-captain. Christians, a try scorer, plays at half-back. Here is Sione Latu. It's the other lock, that locking combination of Latu and Tima Schmidt. Here is Tima Schmidt. 6'4", 106 kilos. Carry this. And Latu, the lock's doing some work here for Scots, trying to get them up over that advantage line. This time the ball comes back. This is Aidan Hammond, who hasn't had too many opportunities in midfield. Kings over the ball, and they win the penalty too. Good work from the Kings defence, just when Scots started to build some phases.
Man over the ball.
Yeah, nice little breakout from Scots out of their half. Just couldn't build enough phases to carry it on and eventually giving the penalty away. So Kings getting another opportunity as we see that big right boot. Manu Leilua. So, it's, what are they, 15 metres out.
Yellow card then. A minute. 1 minute.
Struck
1 minute.
so well from their line out, so they'll probably
Time off, 2 balls.
look to go off the top again and use that midfield, no doubt. It's been so potent.
Time on.
Line out win for Matthew Monaghan.
Advantage.
Arm goes out again for Kings.
Taking the man in the air.
They find another try just before half-time. Doyle has to reach for this one. Here is Lautawa. Floats that one past, that pass over the top to Jonty Willis. Beats them all into touch, but we'll go back for the penalty. And you suspect here, James Parsons, that Kings will bang this one to the corner and have another go.
Time's off. Yellow card can come back on.
Yeah, you'd think, yes, I'm sure they'll just have a quick chat, so we'll listen into that.
Just make sure you're clean now, okay? If you get the yellow card, anything else will be a red, so just play the game. You want a scrum? Time's on. It's a penalty for taking the man in the air. We're going for a scrum.
I don't think this is a bad call because they've been really effective at scrum time, and they've had a couple of goes and it hasn't quite got going. So they've had dominance at scrum time. We know they've been effective in attack off their scrum, so I think it's a great call.
Yosefa is at number 8. He's already scored a terrific individual try. Will he run, or will the likes of Manu Leilua and Lautawa get a run? Here is Manu Leilua, flat pass to Doyle, one of the other try scorers. Gets the offload too. Going back to collect it is Shay Clark. Ranging with the arms free, almost gets through the tackle. 6 metres from the line here, Kings.
Stay on your feet.
More questions for Scots as the ball spills out to Liga. The hooker for Kings. Now the forwards look to keep it a little tighter. Strong carry. Over the ball, those Scots there. That's good work there from Lokatui. Because he needed to do that. They were in all sorts of strife as, well, the strife might not be over yet, and they get a penalty too. They're probably justified on that occasion. Scots have gone quickly.
They're good, they're good.
I want to try and nick a try here. Floating that pass, it might have been forward. It was forward. That's unfortunate. Good endeavour from Scots, and in the end, we're going to go back for a scrum, pretty much in the same position where we started that movement from.
Yeah, and you can't blame Scots there. They're trying to speed things up, play at a tempo, and catch Kings
Make sure we're holding that weight on that
off
head,
guard.
That
And
one's all right.
if the
But
pass
make sure we
had
don't get
been
carried
forward,
away.
it could have potentially come off. So you've got to admire the endeavour. But you're right, we end up where we started a couple of minutes ago, and Kings would probably want to attack a little bit better than they did before. It wasn't quite as effective as they'd like.
We shouldn't, hookers, we're straight in on the crush.
They've changed
space,
their
take space.
setup, so they will strike a little bit differently, and I think the better options they've got is to get to that midfield.
Yeah, the movement before just looked, it wasn't quite as direct as we've seen up to now, and they're definitely set with Doyle, Manu Leilua, Tawa. They are looking like that more direct route might be the way. It's going to be cleared here by Murray. Here's Doyle. This time he cuts back on the inside. Manu Leilua, and he will go under the posts. Kings score their 6th try of the first half, and that is an exclamation mark on that half. Wonderful work from Francis Manu Leilua.
Oh, all too easy for Ali Leatawa. He just guided himself through there. Great deception. Doyle just with a little goosey. Sucks in the defence of Scots College, and the gap just opened up for Leatawa. This will be a great angle to see it as we go for the kick conversion. It's half-time, but that man's been in everything. Defensively, outstanding. Offload game, exceptional, and now he's got himself a brace. This angle here will be great as we just see him glide through. I mentioned in his first try, he walks on water. Well, he's done it again as he's silencing the crowd that are quite quiet.
Certainly are. What a first half of First 15 Rugby. Half-time here at Scots College. It's the visitors. 6 tries, 38-8. More from Scots after the break.
In our structure, we play really well. When we go out of our structure and we start to do the offloads are fine, guys, but if we get isolated, the offloads don't work well. Like Shay got isolated there. So guys, when we stay in our structure, we actually play bloody well. We're a good team. So that's the key to it, to stay in the structure. And also, guys, exits, as I said, they are crucial. They've scored 1 try because we let them in our 10 metres. We know that, guys. I know it's okay, Ali, but that's the key. We know what works for us, and we also know what doesn't work for us. So that's the key.
Well, wonderful first half so far as we look at the highlights, James Parson. It really has been a bit of a clinic here from Kings. Alatini got us going.
Oh, absolutely. The speedster, Tuala links up with the gliding Alatini to set things up. And then they go down the other flank with the impressive McDonald, who did the in and out. That linked up with his first 5, Doyle, who shimmied his way for a 5-pointer.
Yeah, support play, a real feature of the first half. Have a look at this one, though, as we watch Manu Leilua. This is all strength. He could have passed, he could have gone inside or out. He just said, you know what, get out of my way. Charged over their 3rd try. Wonderful stuff from Manu Leilua. One of my favourite tries, this one of the first half. Talk us through it, James Barnes.
Oh, he looked for support, and it wasn't there, so he just did it himself with pure grit and determination and plenty of leg drive, and slams it down with authority like it deserved. And then we talk about his passing game, and then he delivers it up for his midfield partner, Leatawa, and he walked on water on this occasion, and he showed authority by scoring it, and Scots bounced back with a great little shift play down the blind side, and Christian scores. And just before the break, he did it again. Leatawa was scoring with a simple cut play. They all thought it would go to his midfield partner, but it went to him, and he scored again.
Terrific first half from Kings College. Plenty to think about in that Scots huddle. As we look at the breakdown there, you can see terrific effort 6 tries Alatini, 2 from Latawa, just the one for Christians. Manu Leilua also handy from the tee, kicking at 66%, 38-8. That is good and entertaining first half, as you are going to see as we look at the stats here. And I mean, there's lots to pour through there, James. But you can see 42-58 possession. It's not like Scots didn't have any ball.
No, and you can see time in opposition 22, 3 minutes 34. So they've had their opportunities, but it's a credit to the Kings' defence. We've spoken a lot about the attack, but both sides of the ball, Kings have been impressive, and Scots just haven't been able to turn that possession into points. Still 40 minutes to play, and I think there's been some great messaging by both coaches at halftime, so we're in for a doozy.
Okay, captain, Scots.
Positive intent from both teams, which is you love to see. Second half at Scots College underway, courtesy of Francis Manu Leilua. Scots have lost the ball, so there'll be early field position here for Kings. One just held up in the breeze and couldn't quite hold on to it. That first half, though, James, you kind of blink and you miss it, but quality individuals, but also the way they're playing as a team, Kings. It really is the way you should play at this level.
Absolutely, the skill set showing, the selflessness to set up your teammate. I suppose the running lines of others to create space for others is outstanding. So it was a clinic, and they've been given, I suppose, gifted an opportunity early in the second half to do it again.
Willie Lealta, the Scots coach, has gone to his bench. Archie Trudwell on in 17 as a free kick comes their way. And this is carried forward there by Cody Lokatui, the co-captain. Keen to inspire his team as that ball comes out, and it's a good little carry and good strength here from Tana Maini Lokini as it's cleared again by Stewart, the halfback, who spent some time in the bin. Here's Tima Schmidt. A lot carrying it forward for Scots. This one is funneled out to Eric Lawson. Hence is good, though, from Niatawa. Stewart again to Mumu. Another good carry from Lokatui. Tima Schmidt's got off the ground and had a go. Good recycle, nice and quick chance for Mumu to run. And here's the try score from the first half. Lovely little offload almost from Christians to Mataele. Just broke down, but good threat, good play, good support from Scots.
Yeah, great little interplay down the left-hand flank, and if it had gone to hand, the space was created, but not to be, as Kings look to play fast.
Saw that in the first half. Quickly played by Monaghan in the line out, and Yosefa going over the top.
Time off. Leave him. Stay down.
Referee immediately blew his whistle. He's concerned about first 5 for Scots. Tane Mumu.
Yep. He's showed a lot of courage. He put his body in front. Just caught an elbow to the head.
Coming off, yeah?
That's all good.
Yosefa just making sure he's okay. You like to see that. And also off the ball, Lawson.
It's going to be a blue card.
A little bit sore as well. And Tawa went and checked on him as well. So the sportsmanship shown here today is outstanding.
Yeah, it's great to see. They're competitive. They want to win. This is first 15 rugby. In it to win it, but not at all costs. As we saw there, Yosefa, wonderful touch. As Tane Mumu heads to the sideline, and that probably will be the end of his afternoon.
You have to admire his courage, though. He put everything into it. And he's not the first person to struggle to put Yosefa down this afternoon. And I don't think he'll be the last. He runs with plenty of determination, as we saw in his try earlier.
So we restart here with the scrum.
So there'll obviously be a change here for Scots. So it's Kaya Brunning has come on in jersey 20. And we'll see what that does for the configuration of that Scots backline.
Time back on.
I think the Kings are quite lucky to get the scrum here, because they actually lost the ball just as the whistle was blowing. So
crouch. Bind.
Zion Opatai Tiatia in jersey 21 is also out there on the field. try and work out who's come off.
Let's go. We don't need to
Certainly
take a breather.
Tane Mumu is out of there, and Tane Mumu, just as a side note, named in the New Zealand Black Sox softball squad earlier this week. So he's got some potential. Let's hope that that head injury isn't too bad, and he'll get back out there soon. Perhaps not today. Here's the scrum. Kings through Callum Murray. Had options both sides. Comes out to this left-hand side, and charging through is Manu Leilua. Defenders going to need a few of them. Christian's held on, places it, picks it up, goes again. A good strong carry from Francis Manu Leilua is on the 22, but the ball's been turned over, I think. No, in fact, it's been turned over back again by Clark. So Kings come again through Pearson. Murray comes back to Manu Leilua. Lovely cut out pass to Yosefa. They hold on. Shay Clark can't hold on though. Ball's been lost forward. And we'll go to a scrum. Gee, the threats. They've got threats everywhere, Kings.
Oh, they do, but it's their work rate off the ball. It went to the midfield, but off the ball to realign on that short side, to set up the play, to come back blind, as we see here.
Mark's here. Scrum,
Manu Leilua, ball in hand.
Make sure we're holding the weight on that push, please.
Just gliding through defenders. Great leg drive, but this is the smarts, to know the laws, the release, to get back up, get those extra metres. He's outstanding. He's showing that he is the complete package.
What's say 9? I got the 9.
6.
It's a defensive scrum here for Scots inside their own 22. They were under pressure at scrum time in the first half. Under pressure again. The referee, though, wants to reset.
Just reset.
There's clear dominance from the Kings pack. So Scots will be wanting to get a quick hook and out.
Keep flat, don't push up.
Here.
Dan, can you just watch driving up on your side? I'm just talking to AR. Watch driving up on your side. Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Another opportunity here for Scots. The pressure's on again, and it's a penalty this time for Scots. You took us through that one, James Parsons.
Yeah, tight head just angling in, not going square and steady. So ref warned him, and he said, "Watch your angle." He didn't, and so he was penalised. So misses touch.
Ball's not found touch, so Tuala's throwing it back inside to Alatini. Here is rear touch for Willis. Here's Manu Leilua. Oh, a lovely little flick pass inside to his midfield partner. Tawa comes back for Doyle. That pass to Pearson in midfield. Advantage being played for Scots here again. Here's Doyle. Lovely pass to Tuala. Holds the pass this time to Shay Clark, running the ball with one hand, just flicks it back on the inside to Yosefa. Ball has been lost forward though. That will go back for the penalty.
7 offside.
It's good to see Clark finding his way into this game. We haven't seen too much of him. Yosefa has definitely been the dominant Lucy this afternoon. He's definitely finding his way into the game, as we see more highlight reels between these two midfielders of Kings here today. They are just a formidable duo.
Oh, it's a wonderful game so far. James Parsons here. Absolutely gorgeous conditions, and Kings really are turning on a clinic. 38-8 the score. It was the half-time score. 6 tries, including 2 to midfielder Hiatawa. Here's another solid scrum. Here's Manu Leilua. Holds the pass, flicks it. It's gone forward. Tuala was through. He was going to score. The referee pulled him back. Pass just a touch forward.
Just a touch forward, and we spoke about his speed. His speed didn't do him any favours just there. He's just a little bit early there. The hole was there. The option was right. Just the execution was just slightly off. See here, committed defenders. Oh, certainly seen others let go. But anyway, the ref's in a better position than us.
He was right there, right in line too. So if it was forward, he is in the best position to make that call. As good as our camera operators are, we'll give the referee the benefit. Here is the Scots scrum. And they're looking to bring this ball out from inside their 22. This is jinking around out there as the midfielder Hammond.
Knock on there.
And the ball's been lost forward. Again, that physicality. Defence has been good from Kings. Been asked a few questions, that's for sure, and they've responded.
Yeah, I don't think Scots need to overplay and think they have to run out of their half. They could easily put boot to ball and put the pressure back on Kings to have to come out of their half. They've had such great success when Kings have tried to exit out of their 22. You heard Mark Canelli saying the only time we've made mistakes is when we've come out of our 22. So why not put them back in there and say, well, this is where you've made your errors. Let's see how you go in this second 35. They're trying to probably chase that scoreboard a little bit, and it's putting themselves under that pressure, and we're seeing the errors giving Kings back-to-back opportunities. Similar setup for this scrum, as we've seen the two midfielders setting up flat. Willis on the inside, Doyle out the back. Wouldn't mind seeing them get to width and see a bit more of Alatini. He's been great with ball in hand.
In the setup, Manu Leilua at first receiver, wrapping around Doyle, long floating pass to Tawala. They want to give the speedster some space. Gets round his opponent. Defence is good though, coming forward there was Coburg to make the tackle.
Yes. Right.
Well, the maul hasn't been their friend, so I think they're best to go off the top and get it to their weapons. Out wide. Done a little insert play.
Early lift.
So that was untidy from Kings, and so the referee has given a free kick to Scots, which is unfortunate because you talked about they'd played the game at such pace, usually Kings in the first half, and that one just seemed just a little disorganised. This has been carried forward. Here is try scorer in the first half for Scots, Aidan Christians, carrying that ball forward. Presents it for his halfback Stewart. Floats it out, lovely pass here. Chance for Mataele. He's up over halfway is Rupeni. Stewart charging forward this time is Cody Lokatui. Good play from Scots here. Stewart manhandled. Ball is play on, so Lokatui picks it up. Here's Mataele, bit of space here, bit of chance, bit of an opportunity here for Rupeni. Mataele gets round the defender, and in the corner he goes. And Scots get the first try of the second half through their left winger, Rupeni Mataele.
Oh, I stand corrected. You can run it from deep, and you can score tries from deep. Rupeni Mataele gliding just as efficiently as his brother. Look at this, in and out. In and out. Try time.
Didn't look like much was on down that left-hand flank. When Cody Lokatui picked it up, it was all a little bit untidy. He freed the arms, and Mataele did the rest. And there's a little glimpse that Manasa's brother is not too bad at all.
He had a metre to work with, and he just made it look easy.
I think that gets lost in that too, James. You talk about the in and out. In and out's all very well and good, but if you've only got half a metre to work with, you've really got to get it right. And that occasion, he just skinned both players.
Oh, you normally use the sideline as your friend, but when you think you've got 30 centimetres, you think you could probably do the job, but two players couldn't.
The conversion attempt, heading up towards the post, just under the bar, so no conversion. Look here, it's collected there by... That's good hands there from Cody Lokatui. Yeah, he does not have much room to work with, and Alatini coming across couldn't make the tackle.
I think because he's such a weapon of a stepper, they gave him the outside because they thought he was going to get stepped on the inside, and that was where he did them.
Restart. Collected by Scots. And there's Just a competition on the ground, and Kings have won it.
Okay. 17 holding on. Hey? 17 holding on.
Skipper getting the pats on the back. Shay Clark doing the business and the tough stuff. That's what you like to see. Now Kings get an opportunity. They've had quite a few in the second half. Probably squandered a few, so that try by Scots might spark them into action as they play high tempo.
Clark wins it. Doyle whips it out to Leotawa, and he takes aim at the Scots defence inside the 22. Lovely work here. Doyle gets through one. Doyle gets through two. Pops the pass. I think Doyle has lost the ball. He has. Last pass, couldn't find his support player. Great run from Doyle.
Scrum white.
What Kings did really well in that first half is that they had patience. In the second half, they're just trying to score too eagerly, I'd say, and there's just no need to throw that pass there. Build one more phase, build that pressure, and then you'll eventually get over the line. Trust your skills. Don't force, put yourself under pressure, but anyway, they
had all the momentum, didn't they?
Yeah.
All the momentum going forward.
The scrum's been efficient though, so they can put pressure on here.
Stewart feeds the scrum. It starts to creep. Lokatui picks it up, tries to get them out of there. 7 metres from their own line as Tema Schmidt brings it forward. This time, Yuri Stewart goes himself, and it's a support runner there from Archie Tridwell, a replacement. Flat pass. Here they come, looking to run it out from inside their own 22. Can't fault their effort, Scots. Absolutely dominated on the scoreboard, but they are putting in a good shift.
Use it.
Comes again from Stewart. This time it's juggled, and Shay Clark's collected that on the rebound.
Okay, we'll play on.
Come for Latu's at first five, the hooker. Comes into the tackle of Hayden Christians, and he can't get to ground.
More first.
So, call from the referee was pretty clear, really, and they can't free that ball, and so that's a turnover.
More before his knees on the ground.
And Scots will get another defensive scrum.
White ball.
I think that's why
Time off.
us hookers don't stand
Numbers.
at first receiver.
Time's off. We got some. 4, 5, and 9.
Shay Clark, just as we look at the in and out there,
4, 5, 9, and
Kolega.
14 subs.
hooker for Kings, just getting stacked
Eh?
high. As you see a number of substitutions coming on for Kings. They do need a little bit of spark and energy, I think. I was just going to mention Shay Clark certainly done that defensively. He got a turnover at the breakdown. He rushed out of defence just then and put a spot tack on and ripped the ball out. So he's certainly trying to lead by example for his team to follow. I think these substitutions have come at a great time for Kings to get that injection of energy to bring this game home.
Approaching the midway point of the second half. Scots with the only try in the second half, having been trailed by 38-8 at half-time. So they are more than competitive in the second half as Maya Tema Schmidt carries it up. Locked forward, the leader of their team. A little pop pass there. Coburg bringing it out from fullback for Scots. Manu Leilua. I mentioned his name for a few minutes, which suggests he's asked to do a bit of work defensively. Flat pass here, carrying this one forward for Scots.
Leave it.
Stewart clears again, running. Nice little dummy from the first five and bounces out. Jersey 20 here, Kaya Brunning. In the end, he's taken by Doyle. Stewart tries to collect it. Has that been lost forward? Play on's the call. Here's Lokatui. He's got Stewart on the inside. Can't find him. Keeps going himself. Does Cody Lokatui. Chance here for Scots through the right winger. Strength there from Willis.
You're not on the ball, you're on the man.
Couple of metres from the line. Scott's looking for another try here. Stewart picks it up. Tries to burrow his way over.
Behind the line, Kings behind the line. No hands, no.
Another pick and go. from Treadwell, and the try's been scored. They were patient and they waited. We'll wait to see who comes up with it. And I think it might be Tana Moeni Lokeni, the open side flanker.
Oh, outstanding break here by Lokatui. I felt like Stewart ran away from him. Could have just stayed tight for an inside ball. They eventually do the business through the pick and go.
Yeah, anywhere on the front.
And that man, Moeni Lokeni, eventually getting over that try line.
Was there a knock on there at all, Dan? I couldn't see. Was it a knock on?
You can hear the ref talking about a potential knock on, but doesn't matter. It's down in the scorer's sheet now, and Scots have certainly found the momentum from deep in the second half.
Murray Stewart starts it right, and that breeze is not going to push it back. So no conversion. The try scored by Tana Moeni Lokeni. Unconverted Kings, who led by 38-8 at half-time. 38-18. That deficit now just 20, with around over a quarter of an hour still to play. Kings, they'll get themselves back into their structure that they played so efficiently in the first half. Restart is collected by Fraser Harding for Scots.
Going around the neck.
And goal's been penalised, as coming away with it is Temma Schmidt. Over the 10-metre line.
Got a varnish, not 10.
Stewart. This is good from Scots. Good little period of play. Good pass there from Christians. Chance here for Mataele on the outside, left it behind.
Oh, that's cruel.
Knock on what?
Just as he says advantage over.
Call advantage over.
There's an error.
Scum here.
But they're certainly playing with
Come over
confidence now, Scots.
Oh, not yet.
And there's still enough
Next
time
play, okay. Play on. Play on.
for them
No subject.
to crawl their way back into this one. And they're doing it from deep. I mentioned before, maybe tactically putting on the boot and pinning Kings down, but they've proven that theory wrong and just doing it with ball in hand from deep and doing it effectively.
We're already in position. We should be on
This occasion they did an error. And Kings yet another opportunity. Looking for Kings to show some composure.
There's a different set of skills that are required when your backs are against the wall like this. Kings obviously dominant on the scoreboard, but at the moment Scott's really matching them. Just asking some different questions of this Kings team. They've got a scrum right on halfway as it's cleared to the hero from the first half, and he's powerful as Ali Latawa. He's still going. He's still going. He could feed it out to Tawala, and they will score. What a wonderful try.
Oh, Leatawa. He has just been sensational today. I spoke about composure. Well, he just showed it. And then some. Gliding through the gap, straight off the scrum. Good fend. And then just some pace. And then the smarts to hold the ball in two hands and then just give it late. And then the speedster dotting down in the quarter. The head boy getting another try. Beautiful work from Tuala.
Kept his head up the whole time, didn't he? He was looking for the support runner in case he needed him. Held, and then gave the pass at the exact moment. And Kings, having been under the pump for large parts of this second half, they get their first try in it, their 7th of the game, through Tuala, the left winger. And Francis Manulelua will get his first attempt at conversion in this second half. 43-18 Kings, who have dominated this traditional over the 4 years they've played Scots. Game usually played in the first term, but of course start of the second term now for the Schools. Lovely strike from Manu Leilua, just pushed to the right, so no conversion. Tuala's try unconverted, but Kings in control here. 43 plays 18.
Right, watch him with shot.
And around 13 minutes to play here at Scots College in Wellington.
Leotawa has just been the complete package today, hasn't he? Not just on attack, but defensively as well.
Running with the restart for Scots. It's taken down by Manu Leilua. He's spotted some open space and tracking across to get it as Coburg. Passes to Mataeli. Now what can Repeni Mataeli? This time he decides to kick, but up to the task. And good support play too here. Good run there from Elliott for Kings. All propelled forward, but now it's been lost forward by Elliott.
I thought Mataeli would have backed himself there. Put a boot to ball, and that man, Leotawa, was up to the task.
Now.
Unfortunately, a knock on.
11 sub. Oh, yeah.
So we get another sub. Scots. It's that man.
Right, time's back on.
He was so effective in that try. Individual brilliance down that left-hand flank. Mataeli just getting a spell.
Coach! Bind!
So if the rest of the game is anything to go by, Scots are unlikely to kick this to work their way out.
Pre-engaged. If we need space, we shouldn't be having this issue this late in the game.
A few changes, both packs, so...
Coach! Bind! Sit! Hold the push. Use up.
So it's cleared by Scots.
Play on.
Charging forward.
Go!
Good work there by Zion Oputaia Tia. He's one of the other replacements, Archie Treadwell.
No hands. Step 17. Straight down. Straight down, bounce back. We'll watch the video later. A little bit more forward than back.
So another scrum here for Kings. Coming up this afternoon, don't forget St Andrews and Nelson College, 4:30 on Sky Sport 1. That's from Orange Theory Stadium in Christchurch. Of course, that precedes tonight's Super Rugby Aotearoa decider, the Chiefs and the Crusaders. Of course, live and exclusive here on Sky tonight. Can the Crusaders make it 5 titles in a row, or will the Chiefs do something that not many teams have been able to do? In fact, I don't think anyone's been able to do it in terms of playoff footy down there, have they, James? Crusaders, I think.
No,
Crusaders are unblemished when it comes to finals.
I think we'll see a lot of contestable kicking tonight.
Sit! Hold the push.
Back here at Scots, though, it is Kings looking to finish this game on high. Lovely wraparound. Doyle just holds the pass, gets it to Alatini. He ducks under, plants the ball, but he's short. Comes back for Kings. The danger is not over. Cleared here. Charging forward, trying to spin this time. It was Takiwa Fatuera. Comes for Doyle. Here's Manu Leilua. He's already got 1 try. Lovely little pass, draw and pass, and what a deserved try that is for the captain, Shay Clark.
Is it what? He's been the defensive leader, has the skip, and on this occasion, he gets rewarded with a 5-pointer, and he's smiling, and fair enough too. He's led an impressive outfit here today. So we see Alatini falling just short.
Yep.
And that man, Leotawa, with another great offload here. And then great link play, leading to the skipper, Shay Clark, with yet another 5-pointer for Kings.
You can see why Shay Clark caught the eye of the New Zealand schoolboys team last year. Probably be a feature again with that kind of form. It's the link play, those senior players, Manu Leilua and Clark in particular. But Leotawa in midfield has been an absolute colossus for Kings this afternoon.
So very impressive his skill set. I say again, both sides of the ball.
Lovely strike from Manu Leilua. It was always right, and it stayed right. So inside the final 10 minutes here at Scots College, as we look on the replay again at the skills of Kings. Tawa. And then look at that skill, running around with the ball in one hand from Shay Clark. 48-18 is the score. And Kings, there's still time for a bit more razzle-dazzle if they can find it, or can Scots, who have been outclassed in this game, hit back. Here is the captain, Clark. And running with that ball in one hand. Doyle has been solid in midfield. Manu Leilua, here he is, Leatawa. Draws to Alatini, there's a bit of razzle-dazzle now. The sign shipped over the top, but well collected there by Kaya Brunning, I think that was the placement back. Hayden Christians has worked hard in the number 6 jersey for Scots.
Tackle release!
Referee tells him to let him go.
The tackle, we just got to release him, okay?
And Scots get the penalty.
Tackle called, no release.
Stewart takes it quickly for Scots. Floats it out to Tima Stewart. Makes the contact. Collecting this one is Will Lambie in the red headgear for Scots. Fighting on the ground.
First one was good. Second one, there's a ruck. You can't go back. Back.
For Kings.
Hands from the ruck.
He's penalised.
Your side, Alex.
Stewart.
Oh, great position.
Finds touch, midway 22, 10-metre line inside Kings territory. 48-18. Kings. Statement performance here against Scots, the reigning Wellington champions. Tuning in from the Auckland 1A competition. Kings going to be a handful in 2021.
Yeah, sending a big message.
Scots, you've had enough time. Come to the line
talking to their coaches. They're talking that they're
just make sure we keep
a
it
young
okay? Balls in.
side and
Summer.
a lot to learn. So pretty impressive display for a team that's still got plenty to learn.
Christians wins the line at the arm, immediately goes out from the referee. Didn't look good as Brunning juggles.
Pulling him in the air, pulling the man down. This is here on the 50.
Don't want to finish losing their discipline here. Here's Brunning. Went out and then came back in. Comes back to Maya Tima Stewart. Game number 50 today. What a moment for him in the Scots College first 50 games. He's floated out. Show there from Christians again. Gain the advantage from the referee, so that discipline
just a high tackle, boys, no advantage.
Just lost from Kings here at the moment.
Over here.
Tima Schmidt throws himself at the defensive line. Good courage from the defender. Comes back, Scots working forward here, bit of momentum on the ball. Scots cleared from Stewart. Out to Christians. 10 metres from the line. The arm's gone out again from the referee. As it comes back here, head down from Treadwell. Placement, front rower. Stewart, Brunning. Coming back towards the heavy traffic was Opataya Tia, and he's still on his feet. Is Zion, 7 metres from the goal line. It's cleared again. Tima Stewart, that'd be a good moment if he could get over the line. Stewart clears again. This time a little show, this time from Hammond. Spins right in front of the posts. Back it comes to Tima Schmidt. Up to the line goes the big fella. Just short. Now the penalty. 8 phases that time from Scots. I'll go quickly for Shaw. Driving over the line, and he's on his back, so he'll be held up.
What was that, Alex? Oh, was that you?
Oh, a couple of shows and go. They had space wide.
Yeah, it didn't leave your foot on the tap anyway. So we'll go for a scrum here.
Oh.
Thanks, Dan. Good spotting.
Technical, but
I got 1 minute.
Rules are rules. So he's actually reffed very well this afternoon, I must admit. He's done a great job. He's been clear with his rulings. Kings
Crouch.
getting an opportunity to exit here.
Sit. Hold the push.
Elliott will
Hold
feed
it.
the scrum
Use
right
it.
in front of his own posts. They flick out to this left-hand side, and running is Manu Leilua in the tawa again. That was Manu Leilua on that occasion.
Carried back.
Comes back for Doyle. Try and go from inside their own
No
22. Wonderful entertainment this afternoon. King's College skill on display as that ball
that's going
finds
over
the touchline. And that's full time. So the referee says that'll do us. King's College dominant in this traditional fixture. 38-8 was the halftime score, and at full time, 48-18. A wonderful performance from King's College.